Being in the luckiest 10% of the world with health, house, food, power, water, some funds, and being in Australia, I was recently talking to people and friends from around the world. A recurring theme we talked about was that at a time like this, the sharing of skills and expertise was of help. How can I help? What can I do? My approach is to try and help organizations of all types and sizes by sharing skills and expertise that I hope are of value because this is how we can help each other. This sharing of skills and expertise may be obvious to some and is probably not lightweight material, but please feel free to share and use. Have fun doing good and please stay happy and healthy. Rather than covering the multitude of risks within business and that encompasses our lives, this session provides a practical look at how we are motivated and respond to managing risk. Our need for rationalisation and affirmation helps us as empowered individuals to form an emergent behaviour for risk management. The factors sustaining and influencing our emergent behaviour are also considered. In the times we find ourselves, with the management of the risk of COVID-19 spreading through social distancing, washing hands, and the use of masks, risk management has been brought to the fore. We all manage risk in our everyday lives. From preparing a bushfire or cyclone survival plan to doing warm-ups and stretching before we undertake sport to help minimize the risk of injury. Risk is part of our lives. We learn the lessons of risk management from having our wallets or passports stolen. The street vendor manages risks by taking cash before handing over the merchandise. In business, we take a risk-based approach. Tools and frameworks are provided for the identification, assessment, mitigation of, and preparation for risk, managing the response to risk, and the reporting of risk. From the provision of a safe working environment and operational specific risk management, e.g. working at heights or reducing the risk of injuries, businesses try and form an emergent behaviour across their operations for the management of risk. Yet, it is the actions of individuals and how they manage risk which is at the core. Whether we are inducing behaviours to mitigate the COVID-19 risk or behaviours to manage fraud, risk management comes from the management of people and their respective actions and behaviours. Risk management comes from the emergent behaviour of the actions of people where the right environment brings the behaviours to result in the outcome of an emergent behaviour to manage risk. Whether risk is managed or ignored, the risk remains. Whether we choose to use risk to our advantage, like expectation management, is our decision. Irrespective, we need a motivation for managing risk. Our motivation comes from understanding. When we understand the risk and the impacts, e.g. preparing a bushfire survival plan. Relevance and importance. When the risk is seen to be relevant and important to us. Those living in areas hit by cyclones are motivated to have a plan, especially as the cyclone season approaches. Emotions. Through responding to our emotions, fear can see us clean gutters and trim trees from around our houses in a bushfire season. Greed can see us take chances, like the responding to emails that offer us more money for no reason. Our risk management can see us move towards safety and move away from the hazard such as preparing for a cyclone. And finally, having ownership. If we feel in control, we get ownership. Given a motivation, we can respond to a risk through knowing what to do, having the ability and expertise to respond, having the resources to respond, e.g. time and people, and having an urgency to respond. Our ability to rationalize is part of our management of risk because it strengthens the emotional bond of motivation. We need to feel our actions are appropriate. Our regular washing of hands and social distancing for COVID-19 comes from a feeling that they are appropriate measures for our risk management. Keeping children at home rather than sending to school is because we feel it is appropriate. Where we feel that our efforts and responses are expected, we respond accordingly. Knowing that colleagues at work approve of our measures to help protect them is part of our rationalization and achieves better risk management outcomes. We need to feel that what we are doing is relevant to us and those that we care about. This emotional relevancy is part of the rationalization and helps us with the emergent behavior. When we receive affirmation for our efforts, better risk management is seen. Affirmation comes from testing. We can test our emergency evacuation plans, e.g. at a set time, we can grab the emergency packs and the family and drive to a location and assess the result. Through testing, we know that our responses are fit for purpose and we can affirm our actions. Help and support. We can get help and guidance to know what an emergency plan should contain. We can work with family and friends and neighbors, and through this, we get affirmation of our efforts. The views of experts and people we respect around us, confirming our risk management, provides reinforcement. By providing the motivation, by responding, and with rationalization and affirmation, the emergent behavior of people managing their risk can be achieved. This emergent behavior applies to management of risks in businesses, or to an emergency response, or to the daily management of risk in our lives. This also gives us our ability to manage grey and uncertainty. Achieving and sustaining the emergent behavior of risk management is a collective response from us as empowered individuals with a sense of ownership, because we are motivated, can rationalize, and are supported with the right affirmation. Incumbency and vested interests impact our actions. Provide us with support and guidance, show empathy, assist with skilling, and with a given purpose, we can manage risk. Our risk management is impacted by our peers. We are motivated by shared interest and shared values, and we influence those around us as they influence us. Consistency and clarity of motivational messaging also helps us. Rather than covering the multitude of risks within business and that encompass our lives, this session provides a practical look at how we are motivated and respond to managing risk. Our need for rationalization and affirmation helps us as empowered individuals to form an emergent behavior for risk management. The factors sustaining and influencing our emergent behavior have also been considered. How we choose to manage risk is our choice, but we should consider the impacts on others. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this session and found it of value. This session can be used beyond COVID-19 decision making. Please help others by sharing the link. Looking forward to your comments and the sharing of other skills and expertise. Don't forget to subscribe so that we can help you, and please help others to help themselves.